Paramecia, a One Piece fan cast where we review the latest chapter of One Piece and have a different One Piece related discussion every week. My name is Franz.
My name is John.
And this week I'm going to be a little ASMR because it's 11 p.m. where I'm at and I'll get evicted.
It's 10 a.m. where I'm at, so we good.
So you can yell fuck.
Yeah. I'm just gonna yell straight fuck for the whole episode.
God, 48 minutes of that.
Yeah.
Yep,
Pushing out content, pushing out quality content.
This is SEO right here, search engine optimization.
Yeah.
Anyways, this week we finally made it past the wait. We have arrived at chapter 901. We know what happened. The Straw Hats are finally dead.
Yeah.
End of episode.
The series is actually over now.
Thank God I've been released.
Yeah.
No. Just kidding. Just joshing. So, first thing we get is another introduction to a Hadrian pirate. Hagridin pirate? I always get this wrong.
Yeah, the new giant warrior pirates.
Yeah.
Hadrudine?
Sure.
I don't know. There's different people who pronounce it different ways.
The J's are Y sounds, but I don't want to hurt myself pronouncing that. So,
yeah.
Hayridin, whatever.
Hayridin.
Anyway, that's been 5 minutes.
Yeah. The whole episode. Hayrudin. Oh shit.
So we got another Oda-shaped woman right here, except she's a giant.
She's a giant, so I'm fucking down with it.
So this might be one of the first giant women we've seen in the entire series. But
Her name is Girth.
Her name is Gertz, but
I have to get this out of my chest because her name is fucking Girth. They could try to hide it however they want. They could shove as many Z's at the end of that name as they want. Her name is Girth.
And then on top, as if that wasn't bad enough, on top of that, we've already roasted Oda on inflation porn, on diapers, on, I feel like there's been another thing, but this is just another. This is giant. Oh, there's gonna be so much giant porn.
This is fucking, what's that fetish called? Expansion porn or whatever? Or, not expansion. The one where they grow, I think it's giantess something. It's giantess.
Yeah, this is giantess. This is giantess. Expansion porn is the fact that Nami's boobs grow every time she's in a different panel.
Yeah. That's Jeez, Oda, you fucking disgusting bastard.
Welcome to Paramecia, One Piece fancast where we just kink shame Oda.
Yeah. we kink shame Oda because his editors won't.
Somebody's gotta. Anyways, so she looks pretty interesting. She's the doctor of the ship. Again, really excited to see what they're gonna be up to. But we're not gonna get that for a little while. They're probably gonna introduce one or two more giants to us.
Yeah. I remember somebody was saying that after the last giant pirate warrior was shown, they were like, oh, that's it. After the chef was shown, they're like, okay, next we're getting Orlumbus next week. And I was like, I don't know, we haven't seen any giants throughout the story. Obviously we've seen a few, but we don't know anything about the giants, so I wouldn't put it past Oda to give us a couple of more of the giant pirates.
I want to see them cook.
Yeah. I mean, I still kind of stand by what I said a couple episodes ago, where I think the ending of this cover story is going to be all the giants that he introduces heading somewhere very important.
I definitely agree with that. So we get into the chapter immediately on Fluffy Island after Mom devouring the entire cake, because you don't see this giant towering cake. You don't see it anymore. And Mama's back to normal. Prometheus is over her, as well as Perspero and Bavara and other nameless soldiers. and they're all kind of like making comments about it, and it's like I think it's Paris Barrow making like an aside that's like, oh, that bastard beige should still be in the area, while like mom's just in heaven
Yeah.
still.
Yeah, the line that I really liked was like they're just looking at Big Mom. They're like, "Wow, like that cake must have been good." And then Sparrow's like, "Well, technically, you're still the captain, so I gotta report this to you." And then as he's saying everything, like Big Mom just doesn't give a shit. She's like, "Dude, this cake was so fire, bro."
And that's just like one page. Immediately next page, Cacao Island. We see the
Immediate
Straw
next
Hats
page,
dead.
series over.
Exactly. So apparently not. It was not the Straw Hats ship that burnt. They pulled a like whole bait and switch thing
Yeah,
where it was the Sun Pirate ship with the Straw Hat like flag. The Straw
Jolly
Hat
Roger
flag
on it.
was
Yeah,
just like there probably for no reason. I don't think it was attached to the ship or something, but Watatsume like had grabbed them, had grabbed the Thousand Sun, you put them in their mouth, and then like put up the ship that Fisher Tiger himself made up
yeah,
as a scapegoat, and like, goddamn.
yeah. This whole scene is like, I thought it was really good. I was scared that like no matter how they get out of this, I was scared that it wasn't gonna be like, you know, I didn't want it to be like a shitty way out. Like, oh wow, like Oda just pulled it out of his ass. But I mean, this makes sense. Like,
I don't think it was an ass pull.
yeah, because the only thing you could say was like, oh well, Oven was heating up the ocean, so like, how did Watatsume come back? But you see him when he's coming out of the water, he's saying like, ow, hot, 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 like he's burning, and then he gets shot. So he's like, the entire time he's just fucking like on fire underwater.
Yeah, he's pulling through it.
Yeah, no, but I enjoyed this part a lot, like the explanation, because it makes sense. In chapter 900, we see Luffy looking out and pointing at something. Like, he's pointing at something, and we're led to believe that he's pointing to Big Mom's ship that just shot them down. But it's very clear now that he was pointing at Watatsume's giant hand just dragging them underwater.
Dude, it's crazy. And like you mentioned earlier, like the significance of like them like scapegoating the Fisher Tiger ship.
Yeah, it just, I mean, Fisher Tiger is the hero to like every Fishman. I mean, even in Fishman Island, the most important characters for that arc were Otohime and Fishman Tiger. Like, and they've long since passed, but Fishman Tiger was the one that like, formed the Sun Pirates, freed all of the Sun Pirates, and really, he's the one that started the line of thinking of like, oh, like, like humans treat us like shit, but that's not a reason for us to treat them like shit. Like, like, I mean, yeah, he was the one that like picked up Koala and like, like he's the one that saved Koala. Yeah, they took it. The whole arc where he took in Koala and like took her home and stuff. Like all the fishmen other than Arlong, obviously, but all the fishmen were kind of like, oh, like like humans aren't that bad. I mean, obviously they went through a lot of shit afterwards that kind of muddied that up. But that ship is the symbol of like everything that the fishmen are at this point now, pretty much. Like their strength as a people, like their how far they've come from just being like, these angry sort of like, oh, we're just gonna get revenge on the whole world now because like we're pissed. But I really did like that the sort of significance. Like I don't know, them willing to blow up the ship to save the Straw Hats is just like super telling of how far the fishmen have come. Like I don't even think before Luffy and them came along, and like before all the events of like the story, I don't think they would have done this for any other human. Like,
no, that's without a doubt. And like Jinbe has also like influenced them to a certain degree. Like causing them
Yeah.
to believe like, oh, this is like one human we for sure can believe in. So like there's so much behind it. And I just want to mention like one thing in the soft flashback when like Watatsumi is like grabbing and like doing the switch bait and stuff.
Yeah.
Like there's a little like sound effect bubble like pointing at like it's a snap, and it's like pointing at the flag, and that's the reason why like the Jolly Roger, the straw hat Jolly Roger is up there.
Oh,
It's a
I see
tiny
that.
little attention to
Yeah.
detail, but like it's not something like, earlier, literally like 5 minutes ago, I was like, I don't know why it's fucking there.
Yeah,
And now
yeah.
I'm looking at it again. I know why it's there.
God, I didn't notice that, but Oda called me a bitch right now. Because Oda was like, motherfucker, you didn't read the chapter. And I guess he's right. I guess I didn't, because
I feel like that's the thing. Like, has Oda ever had any plot holes? And like, I mean, there's 901 chapters. There has to be at least one plot hole.
I mean, the only one I could think of is like Pell, like surviving a nuke. Hey guys, it's me, Pell. I'm back. Yeah, I got nuked, but yeah, whatever. Don't think about that. I'm back, baby.
Neck 2, baby.
Yeah.
Neck is back.
Oh man, Neck is back, baby.
Oh god. Yeah. Okay, that's a good point. I'll shut up now. Yeah,
no, I thought it was cool. That is, I didn't notice it until right now. Yeah, that's actually like a really good detail. I saw a lot of people's like when a lot of people's reviews came out like right when the chapter dropped, a lot of people were like, I don't know how I feel about this because like the Jolly Roger or whatever, but I didn't even catch that, so that's really cool.
Oda called us all a bitch.
Yeah. There's another thing I wanted to point out really quick because I noticed it on page 4, bottom right panel. That's definitely Mars Capone, the Big Mom's son who Big Mom killed at the beginning of this arc. He's definitely not dead, and he's definitely standing there. Did he have a twin?
I think he had a twin, but I'm not entirely sure.
If he had a twin, I'll shut my mouth, but that's definitely him. I haven't looked at like the family tree to see if he's a twin. He might have. If he's a twin, then I'll shut my mouth.
This is everybody's favorite segment of this show, and
the Paramecia cross-check with the wiki.
First off, his name's not Mars Capone.
What's his name? Because
Mars Capone's one of the like long neck nobodies.
Oh fuck! Then what's his name?
Fuck, I don't know, man. Moscato maybe.
Moscato, yeah, that sounds right. That sounds right.
Oh, he didn't die. He had 40 years of his life removed.
Okay.
According to chapter 829, pages 13 through 14. And he collapsed. He didn't die.
Okay.
So yeah, that is Charlotte Muscat right there. Man, I straight up thought he died. She would have done that. She probably has done that.
Yeah, I thought he was dead, so that's my bad.
But that's a good catch. Either way.
Ripped out his soul. Yeah. Yeah, I saw it and I initially thought he was dead, and I was like, this is
the story of a girl.
Speaking of plot holes. Yeah. Oh god, you madman, you actually fitted it.
I got it.
You actually got one in. This is the story of a girl. Oh jeez.
So to keep going.
Moving on, yeah. Basically, they catch on to Watatsumi's big ruse, and
yeah. So like, the whole beginning of the chapter is, I don't know if y'all saw Now You See Me or Now You See It or something. I don't remember.
Is that the one where they rob like a casino or something? The magicians.
Yeah. It was the guy from the Facebook movie.
Oh, it was Mark Zuckerberg. Yeah.
Yeah, Mark Zuckerberg, and then when Mark Zuckerberg was in Zombieland, that guy, the mildly good Franco, not the weird
Oh,
Franco,
Dave.
and an actress that looks like Lindsay Sterling. Yeah, that movie.
Yeah, that was the beginning of
You
this
know how
chapter.
like at the like the end of that movie, like they had this like whole thing of like the heist and like, oh, they like fucked up, like how'd you do it, and they show you the way the heist works. That's the entire beginning of this chapter.
Yeah.
And then after the end of the movie, when they find out that the Hulk the entire time was the bad guy.
Yeah.
Now that I'm saying now that I'm saying this, I don't know where I'm getting at. Anyways, you keep going. Sorry.
I get what you're saying. They showed the ruse. That's what you're getting at. The thing I liked
Yeah.
was Smoothie acting like she has a big dick at the end of this chapter. Just like, yeah, I thought I saw something. I thought I wasn't crazy. Like I thought I was seeing things, but yeah, it was that hand. I saw the hand, and it's like, shut the fuck up. You didn't see shit. Like, you fucking dumb bitch. Fucking her and the other dumb idiot with her. Fucking Daifuku rubbing his shit. Nasty man.
No, man, I swear I got the hit confirm, and
Yeah, bro,
like,
I reacted to that,
just
bro.
like,
I reacted, bro.
oh my god,
Yeah.
fucking,
And then Oven's pissed too, and I'm pissed because I hate Oven.
and like he releases like dicks, like
Hot seat
heat
dicks.
dicks. That's what it is.
Hot seat dick. And then, dude, and Watatsumi, you in a sense gets dicked.
He gets dicked more way than one.
And it's so fucked up. Yeah, God. You know, okay, Oda, like, yeah, it's a Yonko's crew. And I'll give credit where credit is due. This idiot Oven that I hate has put in more work than Smoothie, a sweet commander, and Daifuku, one of the eldest sons, combined. He's putting in more work than all of them. He's doing more. He's been more useful than both of them combined. So
Daifuku doesn't do anything than rub his own dick.
Yeah, I'll give him props. I'll give Oven props, even though I still hate him.
Oven's still a jobber. But
Yeah, but he dicks Watatsumi, and Watatsumi pops out because the dick too damn hot, and
straight up spits the Thousand Sunny like clean out, like absolute spit take.
I love the face he makes, like the little like duck face, like his eyes are shooting out.
Oh god. So they stick the landing.
Yeah, they stick the landing, and Watatsumi's on fire, and then Watatsumi has the next couple pages are just right in the feels. The next couple pages are why the Fishmen are like my favorite race of characters in this manga. He's like, man, I fucking love the Fishmen. Every time we get to see the Fishman characters, they're so fucking cool and honorable, dude. Watatsumi starts talking to Luffy, and he's like, Straw Hat, like on Fishman Island, I did some bad things, but Boss Jinbe still gave me a chance. And for that, ever since he said he wanted to join you guys, like we all decided. And then we get a flashback to all of them after having lured the sea slugs away. Praline is like, oh, like Mama slaughters anybody that tries to leave, her side. And Aladdin and all of the fishermen, it's not even like, maybe one of them is getting like cold feet. No, every single fisherman is like, well, that's only one thing we gotta do. Like, we gotta beat Jinbe's shield and die in his place. And then all the fishermen are like, like, you idiot. Like, we can't all die because somebody's gotta tell this awesome story. And I'm like, dude, I fucking love the fishermen.
It's so convicted.
Yeah. And they're all like happy, like cheering, like even Watatsumi and all of them. They're like, yeah, because like at the end of the day, like they love Jinbe. Like Jinbe is their homeboy. Like he's their family. He's their brother.
Jinbe's their dad.
And they just want what's best for him. And I love it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so we cut back to the flashback, and Aladdin and some of the other fishermen pull Watatsumi down to like not have him be on fire. And we get one of my favorite panels in this chapter. It's the Big Mom fleet and all the fucking ships. And you can see Germa's castle in the back too, but all the big ships. And then just the line of defense that is the Fishman pirates, just blocking off their way from the Thousand Sunny.
That is some kind of shit that like you would see in a movie where like,
Yeah,
it's so picturesque. I love this way too much.
Yeah, it's so good. And then we get a whole bunch of like still panels of like the action unfolding after they form the line. And I just like it. There's one in particular, two in particular. One of them is Praline's in the water, just like fucking waving her fingers at Oven, and Oven is like pissed as fuck. Oven is like, son of a bitch, like this is like, you fucking traitor. And Praline's like, oh, like I love Aladdin. Like,
Dick game too strong.
yeah. Holy shit, yeah. Dude, like, alright. Hot sea dick, yeah, whatever, but like Fishman dick?
Oh, so
anyways, the second panel that's hype as fuck is Aladdin fucking 1v1ing Oven. Like, he's holding his trident in one hand and just nonchalantly Fishman karate punching Oven with the other. And I think that's sick as hell.
I'm still pissed about the fact that Oven doesn't have a hole in his goddamn chest.
Yeah. He has like a mark. And Watatsume had a mark, but Watatsume didn't get shot through the chest. He got dicked through the chest with a 50% opacity like dick. This man Oven got a 100% opacity like dick bullet through his chest, and I don't see a hole, and I'm starting to get very mad.
I'm gonna pull us away from this, and so even though I got us into this,
like, you did.
This is all my fault. So the next is like a scene in the Thousand Sunny where they're like, "Yo, we gotta like patch this up. We gotta take water out." They're sitting here playing the pre-alpha of Sea of Thieves.
Yeah,
and all that.
Yeah, they're playing Sea of Thieves,
and they're trying to get forward real quick. Chopper's putting this like cute little coat on Luffy and everything, and it's like Jinbe's like saying like, "Oh, like Jinbe's telling them all of this."
Yeah, he's like, "You've got a few more hours out of the territory." Like, he's explaining everything to them. And you could tell they already, like, Brook is kind of like, what? Like, what? Like, and Luffy's like, why are you, like, they already know, but they're like, why are you saying all this, Jinbe? Like, why are you explaining all this to us?
Jinbe, with this so much conviction, says, "I can't turn my back on my men."
Yeah.
And, like, Luffy immediately is like, "Oh, we're gonna help too." And it's like, Jinbe's like, that would be, like, the most contradictory thing to do. That, like, that would, like, insult them, essentially.
Yeah.
And it's like that. Oh god, the bottom left panel of this, where you can't see either of their faces, like you can't see Jinbe or Luffy's face, and let me see this final stage of your escape to completion.
Oh god, it's so good. Like, don't get me wrong. All right, I'm kind of like, upon initially reading this, I was kind of pissed because like, fuck, like, Jinbe's leaving again. Like, I just want Jinbe to fucking join. Like, he already officially joined, officially in giant quotes, but I want him to fucking join, dude. I want to have some Jinbe, like, I just want him to be on the fucking pirates already, dude. Yeah, I want him to join, but like, I also understand. I mean, look, this is a Yonka's territory. Nobody's escaping without, nobody's escaping that easily. And at the end of the day, Jinbe, even if he had already joined the Straw Hat Pirates, he still would have wanted to stay behind because of what the Sun Pirates mean to him.
It just makes perfect sense.
Yeah, and I feel like that's sort of what a lot of people have been like missing or conveniently choosing to forget when they read this, because I've seen a lot of people like mad and like, oh, this is stupid. Like we left to get Sanji. Like we came to this island to get a straw hat, and now we're leaving one behind. It's like, bro, like Jinbe and the Sun Pirates have been through so much in their entire lives that like Aladdin was part of the original Sun Pirates with Fisher Tiger. Like he was a slave with them. Like half those fishmen were fucking slaves. Like they've been through so much together, like as a crew, that like there is absolutely no way that Jinbe, even if he had officially joined prior to Whole Cake Island, like okay, hypothetically, if Jinbe had joined at the end of Fishman Island and he had been through all of this together with them, this moment would have happened and the Fishman would have been there, and he still would have said the same thing, because he can't, you know.
It's a bond that they could have like never, you know, you can't sever that in any aspect, and like Luffy really does understand that.
Yeah.
And like Jinbe going and helping his old crew is the same thing as Luffy and everybody else infiltrating the Totland territory to get Sanji. It's the same exact thing.
Yeah. And man, the next couple pages we get, God, man, goosebumps is what we get, I tell you.
The imagery.
Yeah. Jinbe and Luffy are staring at each other because like they both know like that this is going to happen, and no matter what any of them says to each other, like it won't change like nothing will change the fact that Luffy needs to escape Big Mom's territory, and nothing will change the fact that Jinbe is going to stay behind to help that happen. But man, I really like, I mean, we basically get the official like another official induction of Jinbe into the crew. But Luffy's just like, Jinbe, like, you better remember one thing. I'm your captain now. I am the captain now.
God, no.
Yeah. No, but
I brought it up before recording, but I
look at me.
Don't want to hear it.
I am the captain now. No, yeah, but he screams like, I am your captain now. And he says, oh, and then this panel, you and me talked about it before, this panel is fucking great. This panel and the next panels after it are so fucking good. Like Luffy with his like cape looking thing.
He looks like Shanks in this.
Yeah.
And the he looks like Shanks a lot, because like, you know, Shanks got the coat and everything and like all that shit.
Yeah.
But even more so, the way he's standing with this conviction and like with the whole coat thing.
Yeah,
reminds me a lot of Gold D. Roger.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, dude, this is that's what people with Conquering King's hockey, like this is just what they do, man. He's Luffy's a boss. And he's just telling Jinbe like, we'll be waiting for you in Wano, like you better come. And I like Jinbe like sort of agreeing. Jinbe's like, oh, like my gratitude, Captain, like so he's in, boys, but there's still death flags, but I don't want there to be. I'm still worried for Jinbe, because I'm like, Jinbe, I just want you to join and be safe.
Man, Oda can do whatever he wants. Great, fantastic, whatever. I will be pissed. I will cry. And I will send Oda a bottle of my tears.
Yeah.
If he kills Jinbe now.
Oh my god, yeah. Honestly, we'll talk about it at the end of the chapter, but I don't think there's a couple things that happen in this chapter, or that are brought up in this chapter, that I feel like I don't know. I don't think anybody's gonna.
No. I think we're safe.
Yeah. We also get the name of the chapter in this panel where he's like, don't die even if it kills you.
Every anime needs it at least once.
Yeah.
And here we are. It only took us 900 chapters, but finally we get the whole dumbass contradictory, don't die even if you die.
Yeah. The other translation was I read was funny. It was like, I got it. I understood what it was trying to say, but it was like, even if you die, don't die. that even that translation like made sense for Luffy. I was like, yeah, Luffy would say something like that.
He really would. I mean, like, gosh,
Yeah.
We've all been tainted ever since like the Fate's Day night. Like, do people die when they're killed?
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, and then we get a cut back to Big Mom, and she is like jet skiing on a fucking frog, normal again.
Yeah, like Sparrows on Napoleon, and the frog thing looks like it's Sparrow's doing.
Yeah. It's some kind of candy frog, and then it has like a soul imbued into it or something. But we get Big Mom coming back, and I still don't know how I feel about her coming back at like full power. Or like back to normal, I guess. But then we get a cut to Capone. And Capone's like they escaped on a tart ship, like they stole a tart ship. And he's just like, oh, like I guess, we made it by the skin of our teeth. I guess it's time to escape quietly. And then what's his face? God, I'm forgetting it. Vero, I think? The guy on Capone's
With the tongue.
Yeah. The guy with the tongue that's obsessed with the Germa. He's like, but I'm worried about the Germa, ... And I was like, Oda, you sneaky bitch. Like, I'm worried too. And that's definitely a sign that they're going to appear and help at the end.
Man, Judge is gonna die.
Dude, he's 1v1ing Snack right now.
And we know for sure Judge is a jobber. Like,
Yeah.
we don't
I was
even
about
have to say
like,
it.
all right, like, we kind of thought that Rouge was a jobber. Like, he was like, oh, Rouge is... It's fucking Rouge. He's, like, stupid looking and he's dumb. And then he, like, fucking soloed a Sweet Commander. And we're like, what the fuck? Like, Rouge is good? But that cannot be the same for Judge. We've seen him, and I'm like, no matter how godlike you are, like, he wasn't even godlike in the fight with Sanji. He cheated. He had his soldiers like take the shot for him. I mean, all right, even using that power of cheat, like the cheat no me, even using the cheat no me against Snack, I don't think that's enough. Snack had like a big ass sword, and he looked crazy. And
Judge is gonna die.
yeah, Judge is gonna die.
So we end at this like final 2-page spread, and it starts with a flashback real quick of Jinbe saying, Nami, as fast as you can and as far as you can. The true strength of the Fishman can change the very current of the seas. And, it's both Nami and Carrot marveling at the sight of the seas. It's some kind of like a great wave off of whatever the fuck island, the Mount Fuji ass picture by Hokusai.
Yeah.
Like huge waves, like they look like they're gonna engulf the like giant, the Mama Chater or whatever the fuck it was called.
Yeah.
And Aladdin just like, wow, you're really calling me a bitch by coming back here, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I liked that exchange by them at the end. He's like, wow, you might as well have just said you don't trust me, you asshole.
I like it. Like you see these like little clouds like coming on, like
Yeah.
Aladdin's like a little like exasperated about it. It's cute. It's cute.
Yeah. And I like Jinbe's response. It's like he's just laughing. He's like, all right, well, if you're gonna put it like that, let's make sure everyone makes it out alive, so you can all wish me, or so you can all send me off. And I was like, oh, I like Jinbe.
It's good. And then
we get
ooh,
the god, the prophet,
Big Bird himself.
Oh my god, the prophet Big Bird, praise be unto him.
Like it's this like large floating thing being pulled by like a bajillion other birds.
Little news coos.
Kind of weird. Yeah. And Big News Morgan up there and just, you really, like, Stussy's sitting there, it's like, you really support that Straw Hat kid? And it's like,
yeah, because he's given like a weird play-by-play. He's like, leaving Jinbe behind as rearguard. Straw Hat Luffy takes flight. Big Mom's fleet has halted in its tracks.
That's true.
He's given like this weird like Legend of Korra opening. Like
I mean, to be honest, like, he's us right now, like play by play, just like on the edge of our seat, and like
Big News
hell
Morgan's
yeah,
theory crafter.
Dude, Today's crack theory has to be like a Big News Morgan crack theory.
Dude, I got you. I got you, fam.
Oh God. But yeah, he says, of course, Straw Hat's one of the candidates, after all. Here's what I think, Stussy. And here's where Big News Morgan proceeds to mansplain for 40 minutes. Nah, he says, very soon, from among the group known as the Worst Generation, and then this like portrait of Big News Morgan, a pirate king will be born.
Oh yeah, I love this. I love his face. I love the onomatopoeia of like doom doom like.
I'm so into this.
Yeah, this I love this because this is very very telling of like, I mean, what we kind of already knew. Because from the start, as soon as we met all of the supernova, like the Worst Generation in Sabondi, like as soon as we met every supernova and we got like individual introductions to each one of them in Sabondi, like everybody already knew like, okay, like we're getting individual introductions to these characters, like they're going to be important later on. But I think it's just really telling that like everybody in the world is kind of like, oh, like the Worst Generation, like y'all ain't shit, y'all are just a bunch of like y'all are just a bunch of shitty millennials, like fuck you guys. And Big News Morgans sees it as it is. He's like, bruh, Big News Morgans is like, bro, these Yonko ain't shit. Like all the Yonko are gonna fall to these new guys. Like these new guys are like, they are the new generation of like the new generation of bigwigs. Like the Pirate King is gonna be from
Morgan is Hillary Clinton real quick.
Yeah.
Being like, millennials are good. Let me
Yeah.
dab at that.
Dab at that, homie.
God, I really wish I could draw. I would draw Big News Morgan dabbing.
Yeah.
like traced over like Hillary Clinton dabbing.
Jesus Christ.
Yep.
No, I really liked the ending of this chapter. Like that final exchange with Stussy and Big News Morgans was like kiss his fingertips, dude. Because I mean, it's just so cool, like on so many levels. Like the Yonko are the ones that have the road poneglyphs. Like they're the ones who have the map to Raftel, and like they're the ones who are like, in a certain sense, like fighting each other for them, or like they're the ones who like, they're trying to, like, the whole reason Big Mom was trying to amass the Germa army was to take on the other Yonko. Like she's trying to take on Kaido and Shanks and shit. Like they've all been at war with each other trying to get these road poneglyphs. And Big News Morgans is like, bro, none of that matters. Like they're all gonna lose because the Worst Generation's like where it's at.
He's sitting here like tier listing.
Yeah, he's tier listing. I just loved it, dude. Like he's, like, you could tell he's definitely after, like, at the end of the day, he's always after the big juicy headline. But this exchange with them, it's like, oh no, like this isn't a headline. He really believes this, and fuck it, I believe it too, dude. Yeah.
He's like truly chaotic neutral about all of this.
Yeah,
at the end of the day, he wants to be like not attached to all of this, but he really likes sitting there like looking at all the drama and everything, and I respect it.
Well, he controls basically, like, he has like a lot of pull, a lot more than people would think. Because after this arc, it's been a theory, and it's gonna happen. It has to, that he's gonna blast all over the news that Big Mom lost. Like, oh, Straw Hat Pirate
100%.
beat Big Mom. Like Straw Hat Pirate broke into Big Mom's territory and survived without a scratch. Like it's gonna be some really like clickbaity shit like that, but it's gonna be awesome because like as soon as that happens, like we said before, the Big Mom Pirates, like their reputation at least is done.
A little too topical right now, but Big News Morgan is kind of like that whole the news thing that's going on right now. Sinclair.
Oh my god, yeah.
It hurts a little to say, but that's kind of what Big News Morgan really is. So
Big News Morgan is big media boy, and I love it.
Gosh.
See, if Big News Morgans was real, if I walked into a newsroom and Big Bird just walked in, I'd be okay with that. I'd be perfectly fine with that.
He's got to know the news. I don't know why, but
he has to, dude. He has to defend Sesame Street with his life, bro. No, I really enjoyed this chapter. I thought the explanation of how the Straw Hats left was good. Or how they escaped, death was cool. I really liked Jinbe and Luffy's part where they're back and forth. I do think, okay, I kind of have a problem with Big Mom coming back because the whole reason the cake existed was to,
be the stopping force, yeah.
Yeah, it was supposed to be the thing that, put a complete halt to Big Mom. Her coming back is kind of fuck. Are we gonna have to do all this shit again?
I'm done. I'm done with this song and dance.
I do think that, okay, Big Mom coming back, Vero, I keep forgetting his name, talking about the Germa in that one panel, and then Jinbe sort of saying let's make sure everyone lives through this, so we can all make it out. I think all of that is kind of foreshadowing for Germa and Pudding. The Big Mom stuff, especially for Pudding. I feel like Pudding, I don't think her character arc will be complete without her going against Big Mom, because we've seen all the other daughters of Big Mom that have been on our side. We've seen all of them go against Big Mom, and so I feel like that sort of has to happen. Also, I mean, I don't know, a little bit of theorist in me, but I feel like we have to get some kind of memory thing with Big Mom.
It's the whole theory of I don't remember the name of it, and I think we've talked about this before, but in a novel, if you mention the gun's gonna be used.
Yeah, Chekhov's gun or something like that.
Chekhov's gun, that's exactly it. Everything that's mentioned is very important to the plot in any way possible. It's low-key why J.K. Rowling's a very shitty writer, because she retroactively has to say that the gun was in the scene.
Yeah. But oh my god, yes.
That's neither here nor there. The point is that this power is such a polarizing force in this conflict. So it has to come into play, and we're dying here to see. We want to see what the gun's gonna be used on.
Yeah, because we have so many characters that are we have her power has her power is directly antagonist, I guess you could write, to Big Mom's powers, because we've seen that she can use her memory whip things. She can use her flashback technique on the homies, and then the homies remember their past lives, and then they get exorcised, they just leave. And it's if she could do that to homies, or even if the homie's strong enough and the soul doesn't leave the body when it remembers its past life, if she does that to any of the homies, if she does that to Big Mom's big ass ship, it's done. If she does that to Big Mom's frogger that she has, that's a huge stall that basically lets everybody get out, because her power works directly on the homies. Her power to rewrite memories themselves is
crazy as is.
Yeah, it's too good not to use on somebody like Big Mom, who we've seen has doesn't remember shit. We've seen that she doesn't remember eating fucking people. I don't know. I'm still holding out that Pudding's gonna play a big role in the end. It's just a matter of all right, Oda, come on, give it to us already. Give me the hit. I don't know when she's gonna come into play, but I feel it's gotta be soon. Another thing is, I talked about it a little bit before we started recording, but I feel like Jinbe being off the ship is more reason to think, for me at least, that Sanji's gonna get another shining moment. Because right now Sanji's like the only one. He's the strongest one on the ship right now, and he's the only one who's at like full capacity to fight still.
Essentially, yeah, because like Luffy's chunked and like
Yeah.
Nami, like I don't want to discount Nami as like a combatant, but she's not like the main combat force, and like she also helped like fend off Big Mom, and then the day before that she was like helping Luffy with fucking Cracker,
yeah. And fucking, oh my god, Nami, dude, we have Zeus still. We haven't seen him, but we have Zeus still.
Oh, another instance of Chekhov's gun.
Yeah, cross another one off the Chekhov's gun checklist. Dude, yeah, we have Zeus still. I don't know how that's gonna play a part again, but like that's definitely gonna play a part in their escape.
We're getting to the point where like Oda as a writer is like, he's like Gilgamesh in Fate Stay Night with like the Gate of Babylon, except like instead of like spears and like swords coming out of the Gate of Babylon, it's just guns.
Yeah,
he's just like throwing all these Chekhov's guns at us, and we're just sitting here like,
God.
What are you doing with all these guns?
Oda, please. Yeah, no, I don't know. I like this chapter. It was a good chapter. There is like Big Mom coming back and everything that kind of put a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth.
A little bit.
Yeah. I also feel like part of that might be due to, because okay, I like this chapter. There are some people I've read, or like I've watched reviews and people are like, oh, this chapter is like polarizing. I'm like, man, like not really. It was pretty good in my opinion. But I think what it is because Oda's fucking editor and Oda himself, they've been hyping up Wano for God knows how long, that like everybody's kind of already like, nobody really cares how Whole Cake Island lands. At least the people who are really vocal about how shitty, quote unquote, the chapters have been. They don't really care about this. They just care about getting to Wano.
Man, earlier today when I was day drinking, I was talking to someone else in the prefecture about it, and like honestly, like the Totland arc, the Sanji retrieval arc, has been long, like really long, but it hasn't felt long.
It's honestly almost as long as Dressrosa, I think, because Dressrosa was 100 chapters, and I think we started at like 813 or some shit like that.
Something like that, 815. I'm thinking because like Zoa was like 15 chapters or some shit. So like, it's getting to the point of also being 100 chapters, but it doesn't feel insanely long because like it's all just nonstop action. It's getting a little exhausting, but it's not getting boring.
Yeah,
I would say.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's definitely getting like, I can feel kind of the exhaustion. Yeah, because it's like, especially because I mean, you know, no matter how good the chapters are, there are some things that I can't really like sugarcoat and be like, oh, or I can't explain them like, oh, it's this. Is like, you know, Big Mom coming back is the main thing for me. I'm like, bro, like, we got chased around by Big Mom for this cake. We got hyped up for this cake that was gonna stop her, and like it stopped her, but now she's back, and it's like, well, what the fuck? Like, now was that whole thing just worthless because now she's coming back? But again, the way I see it is, Oda's not that shitty of a writer, and he wouldn't bring Big Mom back like that without something else coming into play. And I really think that it's gonna be this whole pudding thing.
Man, I really do hope this is something that like we call correctly, because
yeah,
as a reader, I don't have the endurance for any much more.
Yeah. At this point, I want to get to Reverie just because I want to chill. I want to just get some lore poured all over me, and I just want to chill.
For fucking real, man. Dude, let's hit me with Big Bird.
I need a Big Bird theory.
Yeah, give me a Big Bird theory.
All right. I got a Big Bird theory. All right. I think I got it. What's the... Oh, fuck. No, I don't got it. What's the name of that... Fuck, this is gonna be might be a deep-ass cut. What's the name of that brown elephant on Sesame Street?
Bruh, Snuffaluk. A Snuffa. 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 I can't read this. Snuffleupagus?
Mr. Snuffleupagus. Okay, yeah.
God, you're a lucky bitch that I could like pull that out of the recesses of my
This is
deep
gonna be
dark mind.
This is gonna be a fucking. Oh my god, this is
Now
gonna be
don't make me laugh. If you
Okay.
make me laugh, I get evicted.
Yeah. Okay. So the crack theory for this week. We're not on break next week.
We're not on break next week, so we'll be back with chapter 902. And I'd also like to remind you guys that all of our content is now on YouTube. We're going to be uploading to YouTube a little bit after we upload to Libsyn, but we understand it's more accessible.
I'm aiming for same day.
But like YouTube compression and like
Yeah.
uploading, it's a pain in the dick.
Yeah, like rendering the videos is no problem with my computer, but uploading them to YouTube, I mean
With
that's
your fat
there's
rig.
nothing I could do to speed up that process. I could suck every Google employee's schlong, and they would probably make it slower.
You're not wrong. So hit me
Yeah.
with this deep cut about
I-
Mr.
I-
Snuffleupagus. Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck. Snuffleupagus.
Big News
Whatever.
Morgans is actually a zone fruit user, and his fruit is the Snuffleupagus no me.
or the how do you say elephant in Japanese? The Zozo no Mi model Snuffleupagus. I think that one's way better.
Is it because he's Big Bird?
Because he's. Have a good night, everybody.
I need to go to sleep. It's past midnight. Oh, man. Oh, have a great week, y'all.